On Meta, it's down 0.65%. So Meta, tomorrow we could see a rotation here on Meta because we saw a lot of the other things going up today, including Nvidia gapping up this morning and running. So Meta, there is still a chance where this thing can go up and close this gap for 84.58. So in that hope, we actually got early in the morning here on Meta at 468 and sold out completely, pretty much exactly at the top, 473 for a nice profit. And then this thing came back and now trading at 468. And if you look at my screen, just trading above 13 SMA on this daily time frame, this orange line 468, and that is holding into closing. So for tomorrow's session, guys, there will be support at 468.24, below that 20 SMA, and that is down here at 463 and then 452. Now to the upside, if this thing breaks out over 470, watch out for this 5-day to break right here on top, 473.47. As soon as that happens and Meta can hold that as a support, this rising 5-day moving average blue line, you're going to see a quick trip all the way up to this gap, 484.58 on Meta. On Apple stock, it's up 0.62%, and Apple now trading over 190 and holding 190 as a support into closing, and got up to almost 192. So now if Apple can actually stay above 190, the next stop 196, and then possibly hitting fresh new all-time high, or at least retesting previous all-time highs, which is just under 200. So watch out, Apple can move higher as long as the support can hold at 190. Now below 190, watch out for a dump off down to 185, right down here, 13 SMA, 183, and then 180. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here on X. It's totally free, and you can always ask me a question if you have right here on X. And here's trade of the day, and this was a fantastic trade. This is not the only one that we took, but I'm sharing this one with you guys right here, and that is coin, guys. Look at this dip we got early in the morning around 204. And then from there, now it's trading at what? 215, 216, massive explosion. We actually got in really close to 204, getting some 220 calls for next Friday expiration. And this thing went to the moon. So all these trade ideas are available on Patreon. And if you guys are serious about trading and you want to learn, then check it out. And that link will be down below in the description for you. On Microsoft, it's up over 1%, and that is where my video comes in from yesterday. Now, still guys, not even 60 plus likes on that video. Now, if you go back, there is so many YouTube channels out there, people with over 2-3 million subscribers and making videos. Basically, they're just making videos to make money on YouTube. Obviously, with my views and my likes and how small my channel is, I'm not going to make any money, right? And if you think that I'm making money from YouTube, you're absolutely wrong. Nothing, dimes, pennies I'm making out of these videos. But I would greatly appreciate when someone puts a like on my video, and it actually helps out people that are watching my video to make a better decision. Now I'm going to get to that point why I'm bringing this up, because every day I make these videos, put a lot of effort for you guys so you can watch it, you can make some money, and you know all the levels where things are going. Now, yesterday I made videos right here on all these mega cap stocks, right? And what I said, you can go back and rewind and watch that. Microsoft, as long as 420, that's gonna be your line in the sand. If that can hold going into Monday's session, you're going to see a move up to 426 and possibly even 430. And what do you got today here on Microsoft, guys? Right here, 420 exactly, pretty much right at the point. And then you got a massive move all the way up to almost 427. So that is where, other people actually make these videos, but they don't give you these kind of levels where things will hold and they will go up from that level. And that is where like my videos are not getting enough appreciation. So please help me out, put bunch of likes on the video, and that is greatly appreciated, guys. Now here on Microsoft for tomorrow, well, 420 again, that's gonna be your line in the sand. Above 426 breaks, you're going to see 430 plus, and then maybe another fresh new all-time high. At least this Bollinger Band on top, getting up to almost 429. So this thing wants to run, it can run up to 430. Below 420, there will be support right down here at 415, and then critical support at 413, all the way down to 410, rising 20-day moving average, and then this gap just below 400. On Amazon, stock is down 0.63%. So Amazon, just like I said in my video, it's kind of wedging right here, and you can see we got the breakout, but it did not actually hold, not even above 185. As a matter of fact, we took out this candle and came down to 183.28, and now trading at 183.54 at the closing. So this is gonna be your line in the sand right here on Amazon, 183.46. Soon as that gives up, you're going to see a drop down to 50 SMA, 181.41, and then 180, and below 180, it's all over. You're going to see a dump off down to this gap, 173.92. Now to the upside, Amazon can break and hold right here, 185. Watch out for a move up to 186.53, and above that, that is gonna be a breakout from this wedge right here, and you're going to see a move back up to 190 plus again on Amazon. Until then, watch out for this breakdown or the breakout above 185. On Google, stock it's up 0.66%. So Google, another fresh new all-time high, and then pulling back, nothing big. It's still a green day on Google and holding above 176 right here. So that is gonna be your line in the sand on Google on any pullback, because we do have rising 5-day moving average sitting close to 176, and previous all-time highs also here at 176 plus. So that is gonna be a strong support. As long as Google can trade above that level, the next stop, another fresh new all-time high, that's gonna be 180 exactly, and possibly at some point even higher. Once we get that breakout over 180, 186 also possible on Google. Now to the downside, 176 gives up. Watch out for the support, 172.40, 170, and then we can talk about a lot more downside on Google. Not right now. On AMD, it's up 1.13%. So AMD again, and I gave you guys the same levels just like on Microsoft, that AMD gets a pullback down here, and as long as 164 can hold, that's gonna be your line in the sand for Monday. As long as the support can hold, you're going to see a push back up to the upside. And the support was holding, and I did call this out trading live in my Discord that, 164 holding. If you want to get some calls, this is your time. And from 164.47, this thing got up to 168, and just before closing, we got a bit of a pullback. You can see right here, it was trading at 168, and then we got that mini pullback. And this is where I actually called it, that if you want to get some calls on AMD, this is your time. And you can see this thing shoot up $4. So this was another fantastic trade idea that I did share with my YouTube family right here, and also I did share it with my Patreon group. And if you took it, kudos to you, you made money. Now what's next on AMD? Well, it's gonna move the way Nvidia moves, right? So that is why AMD is a bit risky as we get closer to that earnings, which is coming up just after tomorrow, guys. Now Nvidia already pumped today, so we saw not big enough, but it's a decent pump on AMD. Got up to 168.49, high for the day, getting a rejection from this right here, 167-ish, 50 SMA, and now trading over 164. So again, your line in the sand, 164, and then this gap right down here, close to 160, and then also we do have support at 155, and then 153.49, this gap down here. 164 can hold, and we get that breakout over 167, then watch out for a move all the way back up to 184, and then this gap 188. So Netflix going up over 3%, and what I said about Netflix, well, the same thing applies right here, and I was actually ready to take some calls on Netflix. Well, unfortunately, we opened at 620, and there was no dip buying opportunity. And people that know me, how I trade, I don't chase anything. The move could be $100, but I'm not gonna go chase it. And that is just me, guys. If things are not hitting my levels and they're not holding, I'm not buying nothing. And this thing, right at opening, took off. And look at this, I was calling this out right here, that consolidation, bull flag, a range, whatever you want to call it, and we actually doubled this range today. I mean, if you look at it from 605 to right here around 625, we doubled that range today. And look at this massive bullish engulfing candle. And I mean, look at the pump here, 645 almost, huge. So if you actually took some calls on Netflix, before this consolidation or somewhere in the middle, you made a ton of money. And now is the time to do nothing on Netflix. Don't chase it anymore. It's getting a bit frothy and overextended to the upside. Now, if there is a pullback wall, you can see multiple times rejection at 630. So that is gonna be your line in the sand to watch on Netflix, 630, and below that 620, and then 604 right here. Now to the upside, as long as 630 can hold, and that is gonna be a strong support. And why? I mean, look at how many rejection at 630, and then this thing came back. 630 can hold. The next stop, definitely 650 on Netflix, and then possibly we might be going up for that all-time high again on Netflix. This was a chance to go there, and with earnings, this thing actually came down, and now another chance. This thing might be going there to retest previous all-time highs, but don't go and chase this move right now. Wait for this thing to come down and cool off, and then you can take an entry if you want to. And if there is a nice setup, I'll be calling it right here on YouTube for you guys. On Nvidia stock, it's up 2.49%. So Nvidia again a gap up this morning, and this thing was already going. I mean, 952 high for the day, and there was nothing that can actually bring Nvidia down. And we saw triple Q Nasdaq 100 going straight up, and there was pretty much no pullback, and pretty much closing at another fresh new all-time high, which is insane. One stock, and yes, Microsoft went up, yes, Apple went up, but if you look at it, basically this is the stock that is actually moving the entire market, the entire stock market all over the place. Nvidia, imagine if this thing actually breaks out above this high right here, this triple top range 960. Also, if there is a breakdown with earnings, I mean, they're actually running this before earnings, which is kind of suspicious, where things are running before earnings. It's having this earnings run up before they even come out with earnings. So I don't know how it's gonna go, but there is a big expected move on Nvidia. I think it's like 89 bucks, and that can play a big role here in this market to move this market even higher, or possibly we see a dump off 1 to 2% at least in the short term. So now the next stop on Nvidia stock, well, 960 and 974, and then 1000. There will be support, strong support, and you can see 935. And why? Rising 5-day moving average below 935, 926, 911, 900 to 898, and then 889. And once we get under that level 889, then we can talk about possibly coming down and filling this gap 862.37, and who knows, we might be getting ready for another gap up on Wednesday, guys. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. On Tesla, stock is down 1.41%, so Tesla did absolutely nothing today. There is no attempt of a breakout over 183. As a matter of fact, we gave up some of the gains, and now pulling back down to 20-day moving average right here, and closing slightly above that level, which is sitting at 174.61. So that is gonna be your line in the sand. If this inverted head and shoulder will play out anytime soon, it needs to stay above at least this low down here, which is around 168. Tesla takes out this candle down here, then it's not going to play out. You're going to see Tesla coming down to 155, 152, and then this gap 147. Now there is still chance for Tesla to move higher and possibly get up to 200, as long as we can stay above rising 20-day moving average, and that is sitting just below 175, 174.61. If that can hold next few days, you're going to see Tesla heading higher all the way up to 183. And once we get over 183, that is when Tesla can run easily up to 194 to even 200. So watch out. Tesla can make a big move very soon, but which way this thing will go, nobody knows. But given the fact that we got this inverse head and shoulder, I mean, it can play out to the upside. So, don't count Tesla out until this thing actually breaks down below 168.